So today's Noirvember film was a French film I've been meaning to watch for a long time. This is 1960s Plein soleil or Purple Noon. Plein soleil actually means like full sun, but it's in English known as Purple Noon, and it's an adaptation of Patricia Highsmith's The Talented Mr. Ripley. Obviously, The Talented Mr. Ripley was remade in 1999, or made again, readapted, what have you, in 1999 by Anthony Minghella. I adore the 1999 version. I think it is so perfect. Um, Such a great cast, like Jude Law, breakout role, proving that he should always have been a character actor and he should never have been trying to be a lead actor. Like, just let him do character roles. Um, the Clement version is kind of a loose adaptation of the novel. I have not read the novel, but there are distinct differences and things that didn't come forward into this adaptation that made it into the other version. For one, the 1999 version is much gayer, and as we well know, lots of Patricia Highsmith's books are full of gay shit because she was a lesbian and she wrote about gay people. And in the mid-century adaptations of her work, that didn't make it in. Even in the French, where they could have gone for it, in French and Italy, they could have gone for it, but they didn't. So instead, you get Alain Delon's version of Tom Ripley. All of these French people are playing Americans, by the way, but it's all in French because it's fine. They can be Americans speaking French. And the plot is he has taken money from his friend in this Philip, in the Jude Law version, Dickie Greenleaf's father, to bring his son home to take over the family business. However, the son is having too much fun in the sun, spending money and getting drunk and making love to his girlfriend. And so Tom's job is to come and convince him to come home, and he's going to get $5,000 for that. But as long as he stays with his friend, he can just lay in the sun also and have fun and get drunk and, he doesn't really need money if he's, loafing. Eventually, though, Greenleaf gets very tired of his friend. He's just over it, and so he starts torturing him, including leaving him out in a dinghy for many hours and him getting sunstroke. This is the last straw for Tom. Tom being a sociopath. He's decided to kill his friend and take over his identity, as you do. So he gets the girlfriend to leave, and he tells his friend that this is what he's going to do, and his friend thinks he's joking until he's being shivved and shoved into the ocean. And the rest of the film is Ripley taking over Greenleaf's life, getting rid of other people who might know that he's not actually who he says he is, starting a relationship with Marge, etc., etc. In the Minghella version, he kills like 5 people. Like, there's a lot of people he kills in that version, because he's going to keep up the charade that he is this person that he says he is. And he gets off scot-free, although in a very sad way, very sad gay way. You've seen it, I'm sure. In this version, this is a way that it's like it loses some of the power of the story because he doesn't get away with it. Spoilers. He thinks he gets away with it, but you know as the audience that he doesn't. And that's not how the plot of the novel should end. That's not how the story should end. Tom Ripley continues to go off into Europe and scam people for the rest of his, life. And in Ebert's review of the film, he wrote this great review talking about how basically well-made film, but the ending kind of ruins it because Clement, quote unquote, didn't have, I think it's Highsmith's steely nerve, something like that. Basically, Highsmith had the nerve to have an anti-hero who gets away with it and goes off into the sunset, murdering people and pretending to be other people. Then Clement ended it with some comeuppance, and frankly, I'd rather Ripley go off and keep killing people. He's good at it, and that's the world that this film lives in. That said, it's so beautifully shot, and if you're a fan of sunshine noir, as it's called, so like noir out in the sun, this would include mostly neo noir. Is in the sunshine noir sort of vein. You got Purple Noon, you've got the Harper and the Drowning Pool, and all those LA neo noirs, the Long Goodbye, etc., etc. Inherent Vice is really building on sunshine noir, and just gorgeous shots of the Italian coast and the water, and then on top of all of that, you get this role that launched the same way that the Minghella version launched Jude Law, who was the supporting character in that one. Purple Noon launched Alain Delon's career. He had been in a handful of things in the 50s supporting roles, obviously using the Christine films with Romy Schneider. And then he's this devastatingly handsome psychopathic killer in this movie, and everyone's like, yes, kill me. Yes, be in all the movies and kill me. I'm cool with this. And he ended up being one of the big stars of not just French cinema, but international cinema in the 60s with this and Le Samurai and Rocco and his brothers, etc., etc. And he really is devastatingly handsome. Kind of hard to watch sometimes. He's so pretty. He was an inspiration for Richard Gere. When Richard Gere was coming up, Richard Gere is one of my favorite actors, and when he was coming up, he was very much inspired by the poutiness of, that's how he put it, something like that, of Alain Delon. And you can see in some of his early film roles, including like American Gigolo, how inspired Gere's early persona was by Alain Delon's early persona. I don't know that Richard Gere's quite as beefy as Alain Delon, but like, and he doesn't quite have the same piercing eyes, but he's got the pout. He's got that pout down. So this is Purple Noon. It's a good. It's not a whodunit. You know who did it the whole time, but it's a good like will he get away with it sort of neo noir, and it'll make you want to take a vacation out in the sun and hopefully not end up, spending your time, sipping brandy with a murderer. But, it's worth it for the good times, I guess. I don't know. It's a good boat noir. A lot of good boat noirs out there. So this is Purple Noon. It's written and directed by René Clément. It's based on The Talented Mr. Ripley by Patricia Highsmith. Launched Alain Delon's career. It's from 1960. You can watch it on Criterion Channel, and it's on Criterion DVD. It's available all over the place. Watch it. Enjoy the sun-soaked murder. Have a good Noirvember.